Okay, today we have a Mazda CX-3. Hood release cable broke because the latch was all seized up and you couldn't get into it. Anyway, I'm just going to make a quick video show you how to get the hood open. It's not fully done. I did manage to get it up. The latch is still attached to it. So I'll bring you closer and show you if you run across this problem, a broken cable, seized latch on a Mazda. I always use containers like this to put parts in. So when I'm done with the job, if my bucket's empty, it means all the parts are back on the vehicle. Anyway, like I say, being frugal, I use butter dishes, ice cream dishes, whatever I find. They're all over the shop, and if I can't get to finish something, I just leave that with the vehicle and move on to the next one. Anyway, enough of that. On the latch itself, in the very front of the vehicle, you can see, I think you can see that. Maybe I'll bring it a little lower. Yeah, you can see where the tape is. I put painter's tape, so when I'm doing this repair, I don't scratch the grill. And you'll see two 10 millimeter bolts like this. There's two of them. If you look at it, there's a little plastic flap that goes over it. You just lift on both sides, lift the flap up. I'll show you when I take it off. And then you take your extension like this with a flex tip with a 10 millimeter, and you come in through the grill, and then you line up and you take these two bolts off. And if you take a close look, it's almost like they designed it for a socket to go in here, because it's hard to see, but it's lifted here and here, so you can come in this way and have a better angle. You would see blown out where the hole is. One's there and one's on the other side. The latch would still be attached to the hood, and it was all seized up, so I started this yesterday. I sprayed penetrating oil on a few times. I'm going to try to move it today to unlatch this so I can get the hood the rest of the way open. I just sit the hood on rubber blocks in the meantime, just to get my hand in there so I can undo that latch. Like I say, right now that latch was seized yesterday. I'm going to try again today. Once you get the two bolts out of here, then try to find a place, because this has a, I don't know, protector in the front, bug deflector if you want to call it that, or just a hood protector. It's hard to grab it here, so wherever you can grab it. While the bolts are out, I kind of had to grab it by the side and get it up enough to get my hand under here. Anyway, it's up, so from now, we're going to, I don't know if I'm going to try to bring you down, and I'm going to try to reach in there and undo the latch. Okay, you can't lift it too high because you got a cable here. Some other models may have a electrical wire for a sensor for the alarm system to show somebody didn't pop the hood up. Anyway, so the reason why the latch has got to come off now, because I don't want to cut the cable. I don't know if the cable broke or just came loose from the latch because of rust. I haven't got that far yet, and I can't see it. I'm going to try to get in here and release it. It was pretty seized up. It seized pretty good. Plastic piece is a little bit in my way. Let's see if I can get it out of there. It's this plastic piece here that I said it has two flaps that cover the 10 millimeter bolts. So you got to lift this up to get it out of the way, and then come in with your wrench. Anyway, that's out of the way. And we'll get a better look at this. I have to get a mirror and take a closer look at that, because it is seized up solid. So the cable should be able to come up here. I'll show you when I get it out. Right now the cable is disconnected. So now you can, this one doesn't have any wires attached to it, so it's just a cable. So now I'm able to lift the hood and get this up here. So the latch is still attached. It's seized up back here, but I'll take it off and I'll show you exactly how to take the cable out. Cable is still down here. And I don't think this cable is broken. I think the latch was so seized up that it just wouldn't release. Cable is still good. Okay, so I had my two blocks to hold the hood up. I'll just put those away. Now we'll try to get this latch off. A normal size pair of channel locks, see if I can actually pry this and get it released. Take the spring off. It's coming. Watch our rust breaking away. Okay, we got it out. It was all rusted in here. And we'll put grease and all that on this stuff here, on the new one. And this should be something like this on every oil change. You should spray this with some lube. I do it with mine all the time. My vehicle's 23 years old. Okay, so I'll explain now how to go about getting it, because as I'm doing it, it may be a little difficult to see or understand. This is a latch, and this is how it would sit on the vehicle. So you don't see the screw heads because of this plastic piece that's on there. So what I did is I took a screwdriver through the front grille. That's why I showed you here where I put the tape so I don't damage the grille. I just come up behind this and I pried this up. You can't pry it up too far, just enough. Just enough to get the flex socket onto these, which are through the grille, through there. And if you come over here and you look down, you'll see where they go. But once you get it off, then you take this off. And the bolts are there. So we'll take this bolt out of there and I'll show you how it goes in here. So if you come over here, this sits in here, but it doesn't come straight up. It almost sits in there like this. That plastic piece be on top, undo it there. So as you're trying to lift it up, it's going to jam. So if you can, reach in and pry that back or play with it. You got to almost play with it back and forth. It does come up, but it's not just undo it and it pops right up. You do got to play with it and try to get it up. And eventually it will come up. This is still all seized back here. That's where it seized. And the whole mechanism is just jam solid. So you've seen me pry it out. Now, the other thing is, some may have a wire for anti-theft connected to it. This one doesn't, which is good because if I replace it's cheaper. And here's the cable. So the cable, I'll show you exactly how to take the cable out. So if you can see here, this part of the cable, just if you get a close up on that. Okay, so here's the new part. I'll put all links in the description. Anyway, so I'm getting specific on this because that's all you're going to see when you're looking at it is this. You're not going to see exactly where the cable goes. So I'm going to turn it around and hopefully give you a better idea of how to disconnect this cable. So essentially, the cable, hopefully you see this, comes around here and in here and then pulls. So I'll show you on the cable. This is not the right cable. It's just the cable I have in the garage. So essentially the cable comes from the top around and pushes down and then in there, and then of course there'd be a ball in the end of the cable and it stops there. And the housing just goes straight down. So once it's all, when you try to disconnect it, you lift up on the housing, you push the cable in and out. So you won't be able to see that, but I'm just trying to get into details. Anyway, hopefully it helped. This is 2016 Mazda CX-3. I believe the other ones I'm going to check, and I'll put it in the description of what year this model would be identical parts. Anyway, that's how to open the hood when the cable breaks or the latch seizes on a Mazda. Anyway, if you liked the video, appreciate a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching my channel. Bye for now.